Hey guys. Okay, so those of you that saw last week's video might recall that I kind of alluded to the fact that this week we were going to talk about flooding. I've had a bit more time to think about it, and you know what I've realised? Flooding is such a Debbie Downer topic. We're about to go into the holidays. Ain't nobody got time for Debbie Downer Peter leading into holidays, now do they? So we got to change tacks. We got to come up with a different question, a different topic for this week's video. So I was thinking about it earlier, I went, what are we going to talk about? You know, I had this question come up earlier this week, bit of a non-standard one, but it's going to be a good video topic. I'm sure of it. Maybe. Let's work with it. Anyway, what's the question? Well, this client came to me earlier this week. Set the scene, property in Toowong, we got approval to renovate and extend the house. So anyway, he came to me, he was like, so Peter, question for you. You know that bus stop out the front of our house? What are the chances that we could, like either temporarily or permanently relocate that bus stop to a different location? What do you think? And I'm like, yeah, nah, not gonna happen. I mean, technically it could happen, but nah, from a practical perspective, it's not gonna happen. Look, sorry to burst your bubble. I totally get why you want to go down this path. It's gonna make it a bucket load easier for the builder. Just pull up out the front of the house to not have to worry about those parking issues. I get it, but yeah, it ain't gonna happen. Why do I say that? Well, first and foremost, you've got to find an alternate location for the bus stop that is equally as safe, if not safer, than the current location. I'm talking safer in terms of pedestrian access, driver access. So you've got to look at things like sight lines, driveway or crossover locations, all of that sort of stuff. An alternate location that doesn't have any obstructions. So things like street trees with low-hanging branches, power poles, street signs, all of that sort of stuff. Because it kind of goes without saying, but bus stops and low-hanging branches, all those sort of obstructions, they don't tend to go so well together. You need to make sure the alternate location is equally accessible or more accessible to the public. So you can't go and relocate the bus stop 500 metres down the road directly next door to an existing bus stop. Doesn't exactly tick the accessibility boxes. Now, if you can find one of these dream unicorn locations, something that ticks all of those boxes, good luck. But if you do manage to do that, you then need to get the consent or the support of the person whose property fronts that location. Not going to happen. Like, let's be honest, no one wants a bus stop out the front of their house. So you're really, and I'm going to mean really struggle to get the support of the person to let you put the bus stop out the front of their house. If by some absolute miracle you manage to get a good location, you manage to get the consent, then the next hurdle you need to pay to relocate and upgrade that bus stop. Upgrade it to meet modern accessibility requirements, so disabled access requirements. Now, I haven't looked into this properly for probably about 5 or so years, but last time I did, the figure that we got back, $14,000. And we're not talking about those big bus stops with seats and everything. I'm talking about a little bus stop with a little pole. Like, it was expensive. So I'm sure by now that cost has gone up. So yeah, moral of the story, point I want to get across today is technically it can be done, but from a practical reality, you're not going to be able to find an equal or better site. And for all those reasons that I talked through, you're not going to get the consent of the person to put the bus stop out the front of their house, and you're not going to want to pay to upgrade it. Hate to break it to you. Okay, that covers off everything I want to talk about today. As I always say, until next time, thanks for watching.
For all you red tape lovers out there, I have one thing to say. Well, no, actually, I've got 3. Number 1, the advice provided in these videos is general in nature. It's not site-specific. You would be a silly Billy to go and make financial decisions based on this advice without first checking with the town planner. Don't be a silly Billy. Number 2, Brisbane Town Planning is in no way linked to Brisbane City Council. The views expressed in these videos are my own, not council's. So if you don't like them, blame me, not council. Number 3, what was my number 3? Oh yeah, the views expressed in these videos are accurate at the time of recording. If you're watching this video back 10 years from now, the views may not be so accurate. That's all.